Hello lovely people, it's Cara here and I am so mad. I hope you all had a lovely week, whatever you've been up to, and I hope you've got some sewing done. Well, I certainly have got some sewing done, but also I have had the loveliest week. Oh my word. You know, at the beginning of the year, I was talking about happiness and friendship. Well, this past weekend has been those two things in abundance, like off the scale amounts of both, which is just magical. Ah, I don't really know where to start if I'm honest, but I could start with the jacket in the room, if you like. Um, Maison Fauve, as you know, I'm a complete um, addict is probably the best word to go for, but also an ambassador, and as it turns out, walking advert, because this is the outfit that I chose to wear for the knitting and stitching show, and I could not have been prouder with how it turned out. I have got a few clips of things that I'm going to slice into my video today, and what I thought I'd do actually is slice into you now the opening of the parcel, because I am just an ordinary person. I live an ordinary life. I work full time, and this parcel only arrived, I think, last Thursday, and it's now no, it would have been the Thursday before last, sorry, and I had people over all the weekend. But I'd love you to see how the Maison Fauve deliveries arrive, so I'll cut to that now if that's okay. Hi everybody! You know that I like to share my life with you, and so I'm slicing this in to probably a future part of a video. And if I am sharing this with you, then I know it's time that I'm allowed to talk about it. And I'm very excited to announce, oh, excuse the rustling, that I have a delivery from Maison Fauve, which can only mean that the launch of their new collection for summer is live. I am so excited to share this with you. The collection is called Fauve Romance, and it is utterly divine. Some bright colours, some beautiful designs, and yes, I cannot wait to get started. So I thought we would open this delivery together. I say together, obviously I'm opening it ahead of time and sharing this with you later when I'm allowed to. But what better way to be opening a Maison Fauve delivery surrounded by Maison Fauve. You know I'm utterly addicted to this pattern company, their designs, the wearability and the detail in their patterns is just superb. So just as a recap, I'm wearing the tigress coat that I made last year, fully lined with these beautiful lapels, and then today I have got on my soliflor dress, with this beautiful asymmetric design here, and just sitting behind me here is the latest make, which is the Metropolis jacket. Oh, honestly, it's just so beautiful and so achievable. If you're watching this now thinking there's no way I could make that, yes you can, because if I can, you definitely can. So let me open this up and see what's going on. I think what I'll do is I'll cut to me actually holding the parcel, because there's a lot of rustling to happen in between, so back in a sec. Okay, I've taken my jacket off, my coat off, such is my enthusiasm to catch up with you today and talk about this fabric. But I was feeling a bit hot because I am just back in from work. But just as a recap, this is going to be from, or is from, the collection of Maison Fauve, Fauve Romance, and Emily designs sort of capsule pattern collections around some concepts which I can't wait to hear more about. Over on the Maison Fauve website, there will be a video, no doubt, about all the inspiration of this amazing collection, where she got the colours from, the idea, the concept, and the photo shoot will be sensational. I've only seen a couple of photos of that just ahead of the launch, and it just looks brilliant. And they're all having so much fun in these amazing designs. But look at this colour scheme. I hope that that's doing it justice. It's just very, very exciting. And what I find just beautiful is, you'll know that I recently went to the Chanel exhibition, and I also went to a wonderful French boutique called Cézanne, and in there it was just there were some beautiful blouses that were made out of this most sensational sort of embroidery anglaise, but way more exquisite than that. And ironically, I've just been sent some fabric that is very similar to that. I know I showed you one of the samples of the previous lace that they've used. Now Emily designs all of this fabric herself. It's just sensational. I'm opening this for the first time. I will put the name of this fabric across the screen. I know it's called ecru, that part I much know, and therefore it is a cream. And I chose this specifically because I knew it would go with so many other existing Maison Fauve items I have in my wardrobe. You know that wearability is my key strapline really, but can I just tell you how soft this fabric is? You can see there the absolutely exquisite design of shells, and each shell is embroidered with just an ecru design on it that really accentuates the shape of the shell, which is just absolutely lovely. Now this is not like any cotton, well, it's actually not like any cotton or embroidery that I've ever come across before. This is so soft and will make the most exquisite blouse. I will have, by the time this video comes out, some screenshots of the sorts of patterns I'm going to be making. So let me pop that screenshot in now, and then the name across the front of the screen here, because I don't know it off the top of my head. I am literally doing this with you and wanting to capture my excitement. Just exquisite. So the blouse itself is so beautiful in its design. It's got a lovely scoop neck, and then it's got two pleats on the shoulders, and you can choose to have a button placket down the front or not. And I'm making the very simple blouse. It's got beautiful sleeves, and then it's got a lovely button just a very simple cuff, sorry, on that. And that will just feature with all of the items I have in my wardrobe. Now, you know I've got two Pilar jackets already with Maison Fauve, one in beautiful denim and one in a beautiful jacquard from Maison Fauve themselves. Look how lovely that is going to look with my Metropolis jacket. That is just going to be exquisite. And it's actually a very simple neckline, similar to the ready-to-wear t-shirt that I've got on my mannequin there. But that is just dreamy. I cannot wait. And you know I like to set myself mad timelines. My next mad timeline, if not going to the Chanel exhibition wasn't mad enough, the next timeline that's coming up is the Knitting and Stitching show on the 23rd of March. Wish it was June. No, I don't, because that's too far away. 23rd of March. As I sit here now, I reckon it's about the 13th. Ooh, yeah, it is 13th. That's not long, is it? Not really, Cara. The next fabric, ladies and gentlemen. Dun, dun, dun. Now this, I remember, is called Tweed Sorbet, and it is, look at that, sorbet of colours. How lovely is that? That is just summer in a fabric, isn't it? That is utterly divine, and this is breathtakingly soft. It's a jacquard. It's got beautiful, beautiful texture in it. You can just see that, I think, on there. But look at those colours. It's dreamy. Now, it isn't a colour palette that I've ever worn before, because I've never seen a fabric like this before. But I think that is going to be beautiful. Well, I know it's going to be beautiful because it's from Maison Fauve. But I'm actually going to be making another jacket. I know, do not adjust your sets, ladies and gentlemen. How many jackets does one person need? I love wearing a jacket. It just tops off an outfit, I think. And this with a very simple blouse or white trousers and a little top. Within this collection of patterns is some beautiful items. So you've got a beautiful double-breasted jacket, which is what I'm going to be making. Don't worry, when I say double-breasted, it's actually such a slim lapel, it's beautiful, with a very subtle double breast at the front. It's also got pockets, concealed pockets like we have in the Metropolis here, which I can't wait to make to start. It's actually a fully lined jacket. Now you remember in the 80s, I don't really remember the 80s because I would have only been less than 10, but you know what I'm saying. They rolled the sleeve jacket up to reveal the lining, and that's exactly what's happening on this jacket too. So as I said before, I'll pop a screenshot in here because I will have had access to some in my editing process. And this is the lining they've kindly provided. So look how good that looks together. Oh, that is so nice. Now the colour palette for this selection actually is on my hands here. So you've actually got a blue. So the lace, there's a cotton. I forgot what they call it. A really lightweight cotton that comes. So you've got the ecru and a matching cotton. You've got a blue and a matching cotton. You've got a light pink, which is sort of like a strawberry ice cream pink. It's absolutely divine. And then a yellow that is very similar to that, but more greeny. So that's the colour palette. So just exquisite, really sunshine on a fabric. And so, yeah, so I'm going to be making a jacket, and then when I roll my sleeves up, that is going to be the pop of colour that matches to that, which is just exquisite. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So you've got this, and then you've got a different colourway. Actually, I think it's called Tweed Sunset, and that is burgundy, orange, yellow, and cream in the same sort of scale, like. But these colours are burgundy to yellow, which is just exquisite as well. Oh, you might be surprised that I went for the tweed sorbet actually, but I wanted to go for something different. Maybe the burgundies and so on would be more in my colour palette. And no, I don't mean that as if I've had my colours done. I just wanted to experiment and to reach out to a different colour scheme. What do you think? I think it's just sensational. So I cannot wait to make the jacket out of that. Now the jacket itself obviously is fully lined, but also I mentioned in my last video but didn't show you, this actually has shoulder pads in it, but very, very subtle shoulder pads. And these are the shoulder pads that Maison Fauve use. So very subtle, but add just enough structure to the jacket to make all the difference. So I look forward to using these again. I haven't really worked with them before, so that's very exciting. I look forward to that. And then Emily also designs from Maison Fauve, who's the owner and obviously the designer of Maison Fauve. She also always designs bespoke buttons, and I'm going to stand up so that I can show these to you. My fabric is slipping around there. These are absolutely exquisite. So that's the blue, and then we've got a beautiful shanked, so we've got a brass shank on it there. I think you can see that, with a beautiful cream, or sort of, it's actually sort of pearlescent on the top, which is just divine. I hope that's coming up okay. And then I've got a beautiful little tortoiseshell button there as well. Just absolutely amazing, and cannot wait to share that with you. The whole collection. I know Maison Fauve will be doing some amazing podcasts about this new collection. It is going to be available to purchase at the Knitting and Stitching show, which, depending on how my videos come out, maybe before or after that show, I'm not sure. But there will be samples there, and the fabrics available, as far as I know, to purchase. So I aim to be making this jacket and the blouse for that show, which is very exciting. So I hope you can see my utter enthusiasm from opening that parcel was just lovely, and by the power of a today edit, I'll be able to slice in some of those pictures. But actually, do you know what? I might not, because I actually have the patterns in person now, which obviously I didn't have. I don't have the packet for actually, hang on a second. I do actually have the packet, sorry for this. This is last year's pattern. This is called the Neige Libra, and you actually got a number of different options for this jacket. So I made this full length version here, but obviously you can, as you can see here, you can also make a short version. But this fabric, this pattern, match made in heaven. It is so soft, as I said in the video there. And can I just tell you, I am always so nervous about cutting into this kind of style of fabric. It's it's sensational, it's dreamy, but I also would encourage you to say just go for it, because there's no point in a fabric sitting like this, sitting on your shelf. It needs to be seen. But however, I am so chuffed with my pattern matching across the front here. Now, I think in the video I mentioned that this fabric was destined to be the mimosa blazer. Let me put the stock photo of the mimosa in here. And I was seeing these fabrics and these patterns ahead of a lookbook, so I didn't have really a vision of what it was going to look like, and I was nervous about the colour scheme of this. It's not a colour scheme I've used before, but I was also nervous that a double-breasted jacket might not be my thing. But I trust the process, and I utterly trust Maison Fauve. But when the fabric turned up, I was like, oh, I already had this. I purchased this pattern, just a few months ago. And when the fabric turned up, I was like, I really want to play with the stripes in this fabric. I knew that the band would look amazing here. I knew that the pockets would really be accentuated. And the pièce de résistance on this pattern, ladies and gentlemen, this is when my whole thing falls over. Look at the back of this jacket. It is divine. This detail here, I just knew that was going to look amazing given the opportunity with the directional print. And again, to the pattern matching gods here. I'm just a normal person doing normal sewing, and to make that work like that on such an exquisite fabric, delighted. And also you'll see this piping here, it's just gorgeous, and that's also available from Maison Fauve. It is a gold glitter, piping, not binding. Let me just whiz that back round again. I wore this on both days actually, and I'll talk to you about the top again in a moment. But let me slice in here a little sort of Instagram reel I did, which you guys might have seen already. But for those who don't follow me on Instagram, I'd love it if you did. But let me slice that in here. And then what was magical about the weekend is the reaction I had for this jacket. It was one of the key reasons I wore it, and in the beginning of the video there I said I was a walking advert, and that was just really important to me. I'm really proud to be an ambassador for the companies that allow me to be an ambassador, and I'm also a businesswoman, so I know the impact that influencers can have, and I'm only small fry in the whole grand scheme of things, but I know I need to know from deep in my soul that I'm playing my part in that role, and I certainly did over the weekend. So if you are one of the people that come and said hello or commented on my jacket, thank you so much. It meant the world to me. It really did. And the jacket is fully lined. Let me take it off, and if my mannequin falls apart, so be it. So the jacket is fully lined, and this is their cuppa lining as well. I literally within the last 4 weeks. I made the tigress coat last sort of autumn. So this is about the 3rd coat that I've ever lined, but it is the world's best kept secret to hiding all your gubbins, because you don't have to finish any seams, and therefore, although you are obviously making a jacket and then you're making the lining, everything is neat and covered up. And also with Maison Fauve, they do the most wonderful tricks, if you like, or techniques. because when you're lining a coat, sometimes you think obviously you have to hem your coat, but and then you're worried that your lining is going to be too long or too short, and this has a real impact on the fit of the jacket. But with Maison Fauve, they have you put some notches in the outer fabric that when you fold it up, it automatically creates your hem. And I can't really describe it better than that, but it is a stroke of genius. And it's the same on the sleeves as well. So you basically, your hem is created by how you fold the outside fabric, and all the other things about having a lining, like having the wearing ease. So there's a really subtle pleat in here. I know you're not going to be able to see that, but it all just comes together like a dream. And I really can't speak highly enough about that pattern or this fabric. You have to imagine, I mean, this is an exquisite piece of design, it's an exquisite piece of fabric. I then put it through 2 days, 14-hour days, I reckon, of wear. Not only that, I was wearing a handbag, several bags of shopping, and then on Saturday, a backpack. I mean, who does that to such exquisite fabric? I don't know. And who expects that fabric to survive, and all this beautiful binding to survive? Let me show you that binding a little bit more closer. It's just absolutely heavenly. And as putting the binding in, I've never done piping before. I keep saying binding, I meant to say piping. I've never done piping before. So you put it into one side using a zipper foot, and then obviously you sandwich the two pieces around it. So you're not sewing it while sandwiching the fabric, if that makes sense. It is already secured. But it was quite tricky to do because you can't see the binding when you've got the other fabrics wrapped around it. So is it absolutely spot on? Is there slight variances in the thickness? Yes, there is. But am I worried about that? No, I'm not. The process, the overall effect is as I would like it to be, which was amazing. And then the lovely, lovely blouse that sits here. Now this, I've washed this. I washed this yesterday, and I don't iron anything, so this is slightly creased, but not enough for me to worry about. But this fabric, it is amazing. I've got an offcut here to show you. It's just gorgeous. And I wore this. I didn't wear anything underneath it. In fact, I did put a vest underneath it because I thought I was going to be cold. No one is ever cold at the knitting and stitching show. It was boiling in there, so I ended up taking my vest off. But you couldn't see through this, so you can wear this with just your underwear underneath. And it's just divine. This is the Bellini blouse. I don't have the physical packet to show you because I received this ahead of the launch in order to be able to make it in time for the show. But it's glorious. You've got these two beautiful pleats just there. I think you can see them. And I have got a picture of me wearing this, which I'll insert now. And it was just a wonderful pattern to wear. You've got quite a simple sort of cuff detail here, and obviously a button placket just here, and these exquisite little wink buttons. And then again, let me just try and turn this around. You've got a lovely yoke detail there, but also with these beautiful pleats either side. I think you can just see those, yeah. Just exquisite and not difficult to make. Sorry, I keep turning my back to you. Not difficult to make at all, just exquisite. And then you'll notice the hem finish here. Well, this beautiful fabric is the friendliest fabric you will ever work with. I didn't have to finish the seams at all. On the side seams, in the sleeves, nothing. It basically does not fray, which is just genius. And then I thought to myself, ooh, I would really like to accentuate the detail of the shells here. You've got these beautiful shells within it. And eagle-eyed amongst you will see that in my mind's eye, I'm thinking, ooh, I'm going to end up with a beautiful scalloped edge. Yes, I have. But it wasn't until after I'd finished cutting it, I was like, oh, that was the edge I wanted, because that's very pretty. But obviously it's this edge that I've ended up with, which I think is also very pretty. But it means that on the windowsill over there, I do have quite a big remnant because the top is actually quite long on me. So I actually took quite a bit off, probably probably about a hand amount off. And that, therefore, is what sits at the bottom here, if that makes sense. So the Cezanne inspired blouse, where you've got a beautiful scalloped top. I'm going to buy some fabric, some viscose that is this colour, and then I can insert this into the top of the blouse, and then you've got a win-win situation. So that was really lovely. Oh, just magical. So outfit of the weekend, so successful, so wonderful, and it was that good that I wore it both days, which never happens. But as I say, I wanted to be a walking advert for Maison Fauve, and based on the reactions and interactions I had with people, that worked. So thank you to Maison Fauve for making my day. Whilst I'm talking about Maison Fauve, let me share with you what else they have provided with me with ahead of excuse me a second, ahead of the next season, or this season. So they gave me and the two other ambassadors the same contents, or similar contents actually. I haven't necessarily seen all of those. And the other two ambassadors are the amazing Rosa from La Para Sewing, and also Brogan from the Crafty Pie. So I'm in amazing company. I'm in awe of those beautiful ladies. And so let me share with you in here. Sorry, I'm just looking down. Apologies for the rustling. I think I actually sound a bit hoarse today. I was so tired yesterday. It was just the best weekend ever. So I do have, I already have obviously the Bellini blouse and the mimosa jacket, but I didn't make the mimosa jacket in the end. But I do have the rest of the collection from the Fauve Romance, and this is the most glorious dress. It's called the Daiquiri dress, and it's just a simple shift dress here. It's a trapeze shape, but look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the detail on here. Now I'm going to put a stock photo in here somewhere of the detail of this, because it is exquisite, and I'm very fortunate because I have been provided with this beautiful lace in order to make this dress. Now I'm probably going to need to line this because this lace is slightly different to the other lace, but we'll see. I'm not sure just yet. You can see there just how exquisite that is. It's just dreamy. Wow, look. I'm really looking forward to making this dress with that, and in the stock photo you'll see just how exquisite that detail is. So that is very exciting. One of the let me just stick to the current collection. This is the in the video you hear me talk about a dual layer top, and this is that, which just is beautiful, quite reminiscent of some things I wore back in the day, really, which makes me sound so old, but it's true. True that I'm old, and true that I wore them back in the day. Beautiful. This is two tops. So on the back here you can see you've got a simple camisole, and then you've got another camisole that you wear over the top, and you can choose to do a button placket or not, which is beautiful. And the fabric that they've provided me with this, now these look a bit creased because I have actually washed these already. So this is the outside fabric potentially, and apologies that it looks creased. It's absolutely exquisite and slightly embroidered, so it's like a jacquard viscose really. It's just heavenly, and then a plain viscose in the same colourway to go underneath, which is just going to be amazing. In a lot of the photo shoots, they're actually wearing shorts, and that is a Maison Fauve pair of shorts, and that's called the Grand Bane shorts, which are just lovely. You've got this beautiful pocket detail that just is exquisite, so I'm really excited to make those. And the top that they are ironically wearing there is the Salto top. So I have been provided, so you can see there, I have been provided the top and shorts, which were releases from last year, but I'm very, very happy to make those. And then the last of the patterns that was kindly provided is a top that I've been drooling over for a little while, and this is the Zenith blouse and dress. Both are absolutely exquisite, but this top with these pleats on, Amanda from Maison Fauve, who was on the Claire Tyler stall at the weekend, she was wearing one of these, and the pleats are just always beautiful, so I can't wait to make that. So that's my Maison Fauve selection, and I just can't wait to get started. Now, all of that is plenty enough for one sewist to be getting on with. But naturally, I was at the knitting and stitching show. Let me slice in a bit of footage here of me starting my day, and then I'm going to put a little bit of a montage together of the wonderful friends that I met whilst I was at the show. Okay everybody, so I'm here and enjoying the show already, so it's pretty manic. Literally just walked in through the door, so let's go and see what we can see. I have spent some time on the brother stand already, trying to talk myself into getting a air threading overlocker, but we'll see. But let's have some fun and meet some sewing friends. So, honestly, it was absolutely dreamy. So on Friday morning, I went up on my own, and I must say a massive thank you to Angela. She actually won tickets, and she gifted one of her tickets, which is perfectly allowed, to me in order for me to go both days, because I was there. I had already bought my ticket for the Saturday, and then Angela won a ticket, and she's obviously allowed to gift those to people. So I used one of her tickets. Thank you, Angela. That was amazing. So I actually went up on Friday. I got there about lunchtime, so I had a bit of a mooch around on my own, and then I was like, all right, I need to find some people. So I reached out to Catherine from the Soverton Makery, and they were there together with so many beautiful people. So Sam from Sparkle with Sam, Rachel from the French Seams. What an absolute dream to meet all these wonderful people. I must say hello to Catherine's mum. Hello, Catherine's mum. It was a pleasure to meet her, and she had this beautiful little waistcoat on. I'm not sure she's in any of the pictures, but hi, it was so lovely to see you. I'm just trying to think who else was in that first group. There was just so many beautiful people. But over the course of the weekend, I just met the loveliest sewers. I'm very tired today, and I can't remember everybody's names right off the top of my head, but in the montage there, and I will make sure I will tag everybody below, but if you were with us, if I was lucky enough to be with you at some stage over the weekend, thank you. So that was Friday, and then Friday night I wanted to say thank you to Maison Fauve. So I actually I asked Amanda from Maison Fauve if she'd like to go out for dinner, and I just wanted to get to know her as a friend, with my mantra of happiness and friendship, and so we went and had a lovely Mexican dinner together. I think I've got a photograph of us together, and that was just lovely. But then sadly I had to go, so I left London at about 7 o'clock in the evening. I then took the wrong turning on the underground, ended up half an hour away from where I needed to be, and then got on the wrong platform, and there wasn't any trains coming back. Then I got all that sorted out, and I literally got up to Victoria Station at 8:22, and then on the big sign where it says train to wherever I was going, it was 8:24. And Victoria is a very big station, and I had at least 3 or 4 bags with me. You've never seen someone run so fast. I got on the train, I sat down, and the train left. That is how close that was. too close for comfort really. But then on Saturday, I had the absolute pleasure of going up to London again with some lovely sewing friends of mine, and these are lovely ladies that come to the assisted sewing with me at All Set to Sew, which was just sensational. It was so lovely to spend specific time with these beautiful people. I think I did put a bit of footage in, so I'll slice that in here somewhere. If not, I've put it in as part of my previous montage. But we just had the loveliest day, and I took my time. I just wandered around. We went with the flow. Some people had some specific things they wanted to do, but let me share with you what I purchased. So on the first day, actually hang on a sec, there's a couple of things that I've left on the windowsill. Let me just grab those. Sorry about that. Honestly, my brain is not working, and yesterday was hilarious. I was so tired. Can I just slice in a picture here? This is my feet, these are my slippers, and I am out in public. I got out of the car to take, we were just going to go to the pub, have some lunch, and then walk the dogs. It's me, my husband, my daughter. I get out of the car, I look down at my feet, and I've got my slippers on. I can't quite believe that happened. So I am in the pub, genuinely public place, with slippers on. My daughter was mortified. Mortified. Luckily I had my wellies in the boot of my car to take the dog for a walk, otherwise I would have been in wellies. No, slippers. Honestly, that's how tired I was. Anyway, day one at the show, I decided, I actually wrote a list. I was very organised. I wanted to try fray check, which is very boring, but fray check it was, for buttons, because I've never used that before. I needed some sewing machine needles, because my poor machine, more on that later, but yes, I rarely change my needles, so I needed to get some of those. And then little rosy cheeks. There can't be anyone who went to the show and didn't buy little rosy cheeks. I just love these because I can just slide those into seams on the outside. I really don't often put labels on the inside because my skin just doesn't like it. And then I bought these as well, which says made with love, which I just think are so cute. I did buy one more pack, which was you deserve to dream big or something like that. And I wanted to gift that to Amanda from Maison Fauve, so I did. And then very sweetly, she was giving out a free sample when everybody bought something, which was very kind. And then on the first day, I just bought a couple of remnants actually from Rainbow Fabrics, and I bought, it's quite standard stuff actually, and let me show you. That is the collection of colours, apart from two, that I went for. So I've gone for quite a monochrome setup actually, but in my mind's eye I've got these beautiful coloured fabrics and jackets and so on to coordinate with that. So I want to make a wearable wardrobe. So that's the, it's sort of denim, sort of cotton drill fabric. I think there's about 2 meters by 2 meters there, and it was only £4 a metre as a remnant, as an offcut already. So that was quite exciting, quite a staple. This fabric I got very excited about. What I really wanted all weekend, I was looking for a cream denim. Couldn't find cream denim anywhere, which was quite frustrating. But I saw this, again as a remnant. This is a massive piece of fabric. They said there's 2 meters here, but it's huge. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I bought it as 2 meters because that's what they said it was. And I thought it was a really nice sand colour. And if you fast forward to being in the summer, I thought that was actually quite nice. And I have in my head, I haven't even made a pair of them yet, but I can't get the Thea trousers out of my head. You know, I'm about to make a suit using the Thea trousers, and probably the new Maison Fauve Mimosa jacket, I think, for my tweed run experience, which is a vintage bike rally. But I thought that was really nice, and I also thought I've definitely got enough to make shorts. So those Grand Barn shorts, I think, would look really nice in that. I then on the so that was I only bought, so on day one I just bought the needles, the the labels and those 2 pieces of fabric, so I thought I did quite well. Day 2, not so good. But this is beautiful. This again was from Rainbow Fabrics, and I've seen a couple of people have bought this actually, which obviously is not surprising. Oh, so I'm just trying to get a single layer of it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? A beautiful embroidery on glaze, and I got 2 meters of that. And what I really liked about this Bellini blouse, I didn't tell you before, the Bellini blouse here, you can obviously make without the placket, a button placket like I have there, or you can add a button placket and therefore it be a simple shirt. And Amanda was wearing, when we went out to dinner, she wore the shirt open as a sort of over, an additional layer. And I thought in the summer, how lovely would that be to make the most of a shirt and actually make the Bellini, so this top, but as a shirt, and then have it layered over, you know, just when you want to cover up from the sun or something, over the top of the Duo Spritz, which is that 2 tank top. I thought that would look really nice. So that was my vision for that. Also from Rainbow Fabrics, which I bought on day 2, was this beautiful, it's like a double gauze. It's not a double gauze, it's like quite lightweight, and it's actually got, I don't know if you can see that, it's actually got a grid pattern on it. I'm just going to hold that up and hope you can see that. Yeah, I think you can just about there. Yeah, sort of like again, it's been washed, so it's come out a bit like a cheesecloth, you know, sort of, or seersucker. It looks a bit like a seersucker now that it's been washed, which I don't dislike, to be honest. And again, so I'm going to be making this top out of that fabric, because I think when you've got detail like that, the simpler the fabric can be, the better off your top will be, or as in the more it accentuate those beautiful details. And then, oh, I will show you one more piece of fabric. It was quite funny. Rachel, when I first met Rachel from French Seams and Catherine from Soberton Makery, there was a slight fabric off going on, and the fabric off going on was about this fabric. Oh, look at this. You're going to see this on loads of videos because it was so popular. And what was really cute is that there was 2 pieces of this fabric left, and both Catherine and Rachel wanted it. And you could see the friendship and the anguish of not having enough fabric. So one of them took the remnant off the wall and the other one took what was left on the roll. We did ask if they were able to get any more, and they said they weren't. But lo and behold, when I walked in on day 2, what should there be lots of? Yeah. So that was really cool. So I managed to get, I bought 3 meters of this, and I want to make the Transant dress, which I've neatly forgotten to pick up, but let me put the stock photo in or something. Just a very simple throw over dress really, but not simple at all, because it's just going to look lovely in that. And then this was from Stitch Fabrics, and the wonderful man that runs Stitch Fabrics, he's such a salesman. He was like, oh yeah, and then look at this lovely fabric, lovely, look at this one, this is absolutely amazing, it's only £4 a metre. So I fell for it, and he's not wrong, it's absolutely lovely. This is a crepe fabric, and I bought 3 meters of this as well. And actually I would like to make a bias cut skirt. I don't really wear skirts, but I just think this would be perfect for that. It's got the right sort of drape and weight, so I bought that. So that was the fabrics, and then the only other fabric I bought, because so as you know, Little Miss So-and-so has changed hands. Oh, sorry. What am I talking about? Little Miss So-and-so has rebranded and is now called All Set to Sew, and Nicola is also very excitingly a stockist for Lady McElroy, and she bought into the warehouse and did a reel on her live, on her live she was showing the samples of the some of the Lady McElroy fabrics, which are just exquisite. And there was a particular fabric that I loved. When I was there on the Friday, I was speaking to Raymond, who's the owner of he was on the stall, but also he's the owner of Lady McElroy. And I said to him, you haven't got that one that's got like all of the sunset colours and a tree and all that sort of stuff? He said, I don't think I've got it, I'm afraid. But in all honesty, there's so much fabric on that table, I think it would be hard for him to remember everything he was stocking. But when I was there on the Saturday, I spotted it. So I snapped some up. There we go. Look at that. This fabric is, oh sorry, it's upside down, that's helpful. This fabric is so soft. So, so soft. Oh, look at the colours in that. It's just divine. So I bought 3 meters of that. Yeah, I don't actually know what I'm going to make with that, which is incredibly unusual for me. It's not because I haven't got a pattern in mind. It's because there are so many patterns in mind that I need to hone in on one. And then the only other thing I bought, you're like, yeah, that's a lot, is this. Now, a company I've never heard of before. It's called Purple Stitches. Look at this. Now, this is a continuous zip. Look at the, oh, look at the colour. And look, how well does that go with that? Match made in heaven. I've literally got some remnants left of this glorious tweed sorbet fabric, and I'm going to make another Harleston bag. But look at this. These are the zip pulls that match this. It's just dreamy, just dreamy. So I cannot wait to make that. And then my lovely friends from Polegate departed, and then I was lucky enough to go out for dinner with so many beautiful bloggers. Again, it would be hard for me to mention them all. I don't want to miss anybody out. So let me put some photos in here of my lovely, lovely evening. And whilst that's playing, I'll say goodbye to you. And thank you so much for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe. I love to have you here, and hit the old notification bell and the like button whilst you are there. Oh, I look forward to sharing with you next week some of the plans I've got for this lot in terms of the next steps. So take care everybody, and have a lovely week. Bye.